Transition now to breaking news as it relates to the Israel-Hamas war. Gaza's Ministry of Health reporting 29 people were killed in Gaza in the past 24 hours, as reports emerge learning that 5 Palestinian journalists were among those killed. Joining us live this morning for this breaking news alert is national security expert with the University of New Haven, Ken Gray. Good morning to you, Ken. Always a pleasure speaking with you.
Good morning, Jeané. Glad to be with you again.
Glad to have you. So this headline just shows that the fighting continues out there in the Middle East, I guess going against talks that a ceasefire could be underway.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous time in that talks are progressing moving towards a ceasefire. And for people who have survived this conflict so far, to lose our lives here when we are close to some type of negotiated settlement is a real shame. The 5 journalists that were killed, they were not all killed in one location. 2 were killed in Gaza City, 3 down in Nusrat camp. And so, this continues with journalists. This makes the total number killed throughout this conflict something around 159, I believe, is what was reported. But nonetheless, it just shows that that the fight continues despite negotiations going on.
And we know as the fighting continues, there's actually been tension with journalists and journalistic organizations. I remember a few weeks ago that one of our content partners, they were forced to remove a camera looking into Gaza as the conflict continued. There have even been complaints with Al Jazeera saying that they've been restricted when it comes to giving the latest developments. I wanted to know if you could provide any perspective as relates to, people out in that region getting up-to-date information when local media outlets are at the same time being restricted.
Yeah, it's an area where there are not a lot of news sources getting into the Gaza Strip there. They've lost power in a lot of places. The broadcast networks that are there have all been closed down. And so people are relying upon access to the internet and relying upon satellite radios to be able to get information about what exactly is going on. The coverage there that is going on in the Gaza Strip, there's a balancing act going on with the need of the people to know what is going on versus the need for operational security for ongoing operations. As the IDF is moving around, they do not want to have coverage of their movement because it puts their soldiers at risk. So you can see why there is this conflict between the journalists and the IDF. But nonetheless, this has been going on throughout the entire conflict since October 7th.
Thank you so much for that update, Ken. And we know the conflict with Hamas, not the only one out there in that region, also conflict with Hezbollah, conflict out there along the Red Sea with those Houthi rebels. Any advancements on either of those fronts, any new information you could share with the viewers?
So in response to the Israeli airstrike that killed a Hezbollah commander, the Hezbollah launched over 200 missiles into the northern part of Israel. And so the border there with Lebanon continues to heat up. However, Hezbollah has said that if Hamas comes to an agreement, then they will cease their activity also. And so a lot is riding upon this framework that is being negotiated at this point. Hamas apparently has has made amendments to the negotiations that may be acceptable to Israel. It's in the hands of the Israelis now, and that they are continuing. They said they would continue negotiations starting on Monday. As far as the Houthis are concerned, the Houthis continued to be a problem for both the Red Sea and the Sea of Aden, that they are continuing their operations. They've moved not only from missiles to drones, now they are using unmanned drone ships that they maneuver around with explosives on it and ram that into to vessels. And so the Houthis continue to be a problem that needs to be taken care of to open this sea back up to international trade.
Ken Gray, always a pleasure having you join for these breaking news alerts. We appreciate your candidness and your perspective. Is there anything else you'd like to add before I let you go? Anything myself and the viewers needs to be keeping a close eye on?
So the negotiations, the thing that has broken this the solid positions on both sides was for Hamas to back away from the insistence that IDF totally move out of the Gaza Strip. And that they will also start releasing some of the hostages during phase one. And so that actually is a good move towards coming to an agreement. So in the next couple of days, keep your eye on negotiations here. We may be coming to a point where these hostilities will start to subside.
Ken Gray, again, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox for this breaking news alert. You enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
And as we continue here on Live Now to give you these compelling images as it relates to conflict in the Middle East, giving you another live look there, southern Israel looking into Gaza.